All right, peace and blessings, and welcome to another episode of YB's Collaboration Corner in conjunction with Self-Publishing 30 Days, the #1 self-publishing company in the world. I've got the pleasure of interviewing my guy, Karl Oakley. Karl, let me tell you something. Karl is a sharp guy, man. I had an opportunity to meet him several years ago through some business affiliations and business masterminds, and I'm just excited that he agreed to be on the podcast today. So, Karl, how you doing today, brother?
I'm good, Rob. Appreciate you for having me on. This is just anytime where I get to sew into people and add value to people. I'm excited, man. So thank you, sir, for having me.
I love it. I love it. So let's start out with where you're from originally, man. You know, everybody's from someplace. You know, I get a chance to talk to people, and they may say, you know, I was a military brat. So I traveled all over the place, but everybody is from somewhere. So tell us where you're from, and then give us a little bit of your backstory.
Yeah, man. So I'm from the city of brotherly love, West Philadelphia, home of the cheesesteaks, and it ain't from Passaginos. Passaginos, they doing well, but they ain't the best cheesesteaks.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Tell us real quick. I know you ain't getting paid to put it out there, but you already put it out there. What's the best place in Philly to get cheesesteaks?
I'm gonna give my top three. So Jim's, Ishka Bibbles, and there's one more spot, Southwest Philly. You know what? I'm gonna even throw it Overbook Pizza by St. Joseph's University.
Okay. I got family out that way, so I'm gonna have to go check that out next time I'm up in Philly. Man,
you won't be disappointed at all.
I love it.
So yeah, West Philadelphia. I'm the oldest of three, so two younger sisters who are big time academics, professionals themselves. I grew up in pretty much a military household. My father is a military veteran. Mother passed away several years ago, but they both laid out a legacy of being dreamers and really speaking positively over your life. So that's what we're doing here today. And yeah, man, West Philadelphia. Later on, I joined the military myself, had a great 14-year Army National Guard career, spent some time in Iraq, also Kosovo. But I think the most important thing out of that is I was able to meet some some amazing people along the way throughout my military career. So that's one thing I can say about that.
Yeah, no, I think that's great, man. And thanks again for your service. You know, every time I get a chance to talk to a serviceman, servicewoman, you know, veteran, you know, I always got to show them love. So thank you so much for your service.
Thank you.
So you kind of cracked the door open a little bit, right? So the topic we typically focus on is collaboration. So meeting different people, building relationships. What is your definition of collaboration? And give us some examples of how collaboration has created currency for you.
Yeah, I would say collaboration is coming together with people who have similar mindsets, who not necessarily live the way that I live, but our values are the same. You know, they uphold a certain character. Like we have aligned characters. I think along the way in my journey, one person, I was going to get into it later on, but right off the bat, I could think of, his name is Charles Miller. He's a good friend of mine, also military veteran, and he is the CEO of Charles Miller brand denim. And we did some collaboration back in the day at New York Fashion Week, which was a hit and a success. And we see the results of that to this day. I mean, his company is growing. My company, and also just my overall entrepreneurship mindset is continuously growing. So we're just seeing a lot of growth out of that. So yeah, I look for collaborations like that. Men and women who really uphold the values was important to me, uphold the same values.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So tell us a little bit about your career journey, you know, what you got going on now. Obviously, you served in the military.
Yeah.
You've got different entrepreneurial endeavors. Just talk a little bit about what you got going on. Let the people know, you know, what is it that you do?
Yeah, this has always been tough for me because I've always just focused on the result. So, I mean, even though I do have my own LLC and I do lifestyle coaching, but I also dabble in e-commerce. You may even see me washing windows or everything from investments to having a big portfolio, investing into the market. For me, it's all about financial stability. But I will say, so right now, I am the director of HR for a cybersecurity company out of DC.
Okay.
As I mentioned before, I do have my own LLC, KAO Solutions, which do a lifestyle consulting. Something that journey started a couple of years ago during my time at the Pentagon, where I kind of, I don't know what happened, man. I just started having conversations with people in and around the building, and some senior execs and things of that nature. We talk about mindset, talking about just overall growth, talk about results, like the fact that they were trying to achieve financial stability. For me, my wife and I, we've been debt free for quite some time, and we live a life of intentionality to stay in that space. So people want to know, hey, how do I become debt free? Well, listen, people don't appreciate information that they're not paying for. So it's best to put them in a one-on-one seat, make them feel comfortable, and say, hey, how can I help you succeed in this area? Or how can I help you create a roadmap to success in this area?
No, I love it, man. And just the way that you let that roll off your tongue, I think it's so important, because there are so many people out there that are looking, number one, for mentorship. They're looking for guidance. They're looking for, someone to show them the way. With everything going on social media, man, people think they could be overnight successes, when sometimes that overnight success is about 4 or 5 years in the making, right? So it does require a curse word for some people. It requires work, right? So it requires some work. But I think what helps is to be able to collaborate with individuals who have done what you're striving to do, and then being able to take their advice or take their wisdom based on, like you mentioned, that roadmap. You know what I mean? So, if I never drove to Philly before and I didn't have a GPS, I would have to reach out to someone who's been there to say, hey, listen, how do I get from Richmond, Virginia to West Philadelphia so I can get some of that cheesesteak you talked about, right? So, so I think that's important. So as you are growing your brand, you're doing the work for the organization that you're with. Tell me a little bit about who do you look to collaborate with? So say, for example, we have authors that are listening to this. We have aspiring authors. We have leaders. Folks that are listening to this. Who do you keep an eye open for when it comes to opportunities to collaborate?
I think so. Right now, we're in the space of, I guess, as of like a year and a half ago, Clubhouse blew up, right? So I was spending a lot of time on Clubhouse, and we hear people collaborating off of Clubhouse like crazy. But for me, I kind of thread the needle a little bit when it comes to figure out who I want to work with. Like I get it. Like, this person may have this going on at X, Y, and Z, but I need to hear consistency. I need to hear about the results. I need also, the biggest thing for me too is, do you have a heart of servitude? Like, that's been one of the reasons why I have been able to collab with people in the military space, whether it's working on a project or getting something done. It's because I come with like my heart. You see my intentions. There's servitude there. I want to know, how can I help you achieve the result that you want to achieve? And in turn, that person's like, hey, man, Karl, I really love your approach to this. You know what else can I help you out with? I know you have several things going on. What could I help you with? Like, for instance, I'll share a quick story. I did a collaboration with it was a friend of mine in DC. I can't believe it escapes me, but he's the CEO of Brightline Interactive, right? Which is a augmented reality, virtual reality company. And it's got a sharp guy. So, we go out to this event, and there's this teacher there, a friend of his. She's a kindergarten teacher. And we get to talking and things of that nature. And he introduces me to her, and she's like, man, Karl has all this going on with his company and things of that nature. He does a lot of outreach. Next thing you know, that led to me coming in, doing a reading to her kindergarten class. And my company, we also brought some supplies, because it was an active learning class. So we brought like some chairs and some different like tools, so that the kids can help the kids with their learning, because it is an active class. And we have that relationship till this day. Tyler Gates. I mean, he would kill me if I forgot his name. Good friends. I can't believe I forgot his name, but Tyler Gates. Yeah.
Well, you know, when you got so much going on, man, you know what I'm saying? You got million one names, you know what I'm saying? You out there, you know what I'm saying? You out there shaking hands and you know what I mean, helping people out, man. It's often tough, man. So I get it. I'm in the same boat. So in that same vein, man, obviously you know, you kind of have an idea of who you want to collaborate with,
Mm-hmm.
but what would you say to someone who wants to collaborate with you? Like how could somebody reach out to you based on, you know, what you said today, or maybe
Mm-hmm.
they checked you out
Yeah.
right after they looked at this they listened to this podcast. What are the best ways for people to connect with you, Karl?
Well, I'm all over your social media space. So you can, under my name, I try to keep it professional as possible. So you could type in Karl S. Oakley on LinkedIn, Karl S. Oakley on Facebook. KAO Solutions _solutions is my IG handle. But I would say come correct, be direct, be specific, say what it is that you want.
Yeah.
But also come with, I would say come with, so you got to know what you want. And what I mean by that is your questions have to lead somewhere. You know, John Maxwell wrote this book, Good Leaders and how you present yourself and the questions that you ask. I'm already deciding whether or not I want to work with you or not, or or even if I want to hear more about what you have going on or how you want to collab. So I would just say, come correct. Don't hold back. Say what it is that you want. Say how you feel.
Yeah.
And we'll just go from there. Because for me, I'm the type of person, I look at it like this. There's no such thing as a dumb question. And also too, I'm open. I treat everybody the same, from the janitor to the CEO of the company. I don't care. I mean, you put your pants on, everybody puts their pants on the same way. That's how I look at it. So yeah. So if you're reaching out to me, just come correct and know what you want.
I love it. I love it. So as we begin to land the plane, Karl, as you know, we are, you know, #1 self-publishing company in the world. So we love talking to aspiring authors. Say, for example, you have an opportunity to write your next book, right? You got a book coming out, and you could travel anywhere in the world, both you and your wife, because obviously we're not gonna leave her behind, right? So you and your wife, you can travel anywhere in the world to write your book, and we were paying for it. Where would you go? Where would you travel to? Obviously, you've been around the world, military, served different places, but if you can go anywhere in the world to write a book, where would you travel?
So right off the bat, Europe and South America comes to mind. So I would have to go Colombia, South America, and I would also go, I mean, you can't go wrong really anywhere in Europe. So I would have to say Italy.
Okay. Well, you can only go one place, so you know what I'm saying. I mean, we got. You know
I'm
what I'm
greedy.
saying? You like, hold up, bro. Well, here's what's funny. Out of all the people that I've interviewed and asked that question, you're the first person that gave me 2 places you would go. So I don't know. I had to talk to my squad to see if that's possible. You know what I'm saying? You say, hey, YB, you paying for
ever
it,
so
bro?
ready.
You paying for it, bro? Hey, why stick with 1? Let's go with 2, and 2 continents at that. Like, you know what I'm saying? We ain't just talking about like countries that's right next to each other, like, you know, Brazil, Colombia, Uruguay. Now you like, nah, bro. We're gonna go to Colombia and then we're gonna go to Italy. Like, okay, all right. Let me check with my squad, see if we can make that happen.
You gotta know what you want, man.
I love it, man. Listen, I'm excited about your journey. I'm excited about what's yet to come for you. You already know the best is yet to come. You know, and it shall be done. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
and so
same to you.
truly grateful for this opportunity. And as you continue to you know, push out, man, just remember that collaboration creates currency. Speaking of Clubhouse, I want to give a quick plug and shout out to the LinkedIn for Authors Clubhouse room within the Authors Club. If you are an aspiring author, if you're a current author, and you want to level up on LinkedIn, I invite you to join me every Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, where we talk all things LinkedIn, and we empower authors to enhance their confidence, their clarity, their communication, their connections, and their cash flow using LinkedIn. So make sure you join us. And when you do join us, make sure to ask about the LinkedIn for Authors course and coaching community. I'm Rob YB Youngblood, president of sales for Self-Publishing 30 Days. Had the pleasure of interviewing my guy, Karl Oakley. Make sure you check him out, hit him on social, make sure you let him know you heard him here first. And we look forward to seeing you somewhere online, offline, and maybe even in the metaverse. We'll talk to you soon. God bless. Peace.